In this video, I'm going to tell you how I got a brand new omnibus from Amazon for free. What's up, guys? BJ Kicks here. I buy comics, I read them, and I review them, all for your viewing pleasure. So if you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. On this channel, I do comic book unboxings, reviews, haul videos, and everything in between. So if you're interested in that type of content, hit the subscribe button, tap that bell. That way you're notified when my videos go live. Now, if you're watching this the day it comes out, then we're in the middle of a contest. I'm giving away this Magneto Artifacts Marvel Now statue, courtesy of Ultimate Comics Raleigh. And all you have to do to enter is go to comicsaredope.com and join the waiting list. The website is going to launch on November 26th. And on that day, I'm going to choose a winner from people who are subscribed. So make sure you got a chance to win by hitting that subscribe button on that email. Now, I got a fun story to tell. Now, I got a free omnibus from Amazon, and I had to jump through a few hoops to get it, but I got it. And maybe you'll be able to do the same thing. So I figured I'd share the story and see who it applies to. So a few months ago, actually, DC Comics put a whole bunch of new books in the catalog. The Death and Return of Superman's getting a new printing. Gotham Central's getting a new printing. The Question is getting an omnibus for the first time. Denny O'Neil and Dennis Callen's run. Really cool books being solicited for next year from DC Comics. And man, it's about time, because DC collected editions are like dry right now. But anyway, among the new listings was the DC 1 Million Omnibus by Grant Morrison. That's getting a reprint next summer as well, I believe in May. And how did I find out this book was coming out? Well, Amazon listed the book as a pre-order with an incredibly low price of $24.99. And I was like, yo, that's dope. Like $25 for an omnibus? Sign me up. So I pre-ordered that bad boy. And then the spot blew up. Like, there was literally a Bleeding Cool article to alert people about this Amazon omnibus price glitch. And I was like, well, I don't know what's about to happen, but I've got pre-order price guarantee as an Amazon Prime member. Even if the price does go up, I should be safe and still be paying my normal price, right? Well, here's what happened. Last week sometime. Was it last week? Yeah, it was last week, like last Tuesday or something. Amazon sends me an email and says, hey, your pre-order has been canceled. We don't have any stock available. Sorry. And I was like, well, that's weird that they don't have any stock available, since seeing as the book hasn't even been printed yet, right? It's before FOC. Something weird is going on. Something shady is going on. So I go to Amazon.com. I look up the book, DC 1 Million Omnibus, to see, hey, is this still even available? Is it on the website? Did DC cancel the solicitation? And no, they didn't cancel the solicitation. In fact, Amazon still has the book listed under a different link, but this time they're selling it for $99.99, and that's the pre-order price. And I was like, that's not cool, because I've got pre-order price guarantee. So if the price goes up, I'm still supposed to get the best price as an Amazon Prime customer. And so I pulled out my best keyboard warrior tactics and I hit up Amazon customer service chat support. And the chat person was like, sorry, these things get canceled. And I was like, well, that's not cool, because you still have it listed. Like, why am I having to pay this price? And she's like, sorry, it just happens like that sometimes. And I'm like, that's not acceptable. And so she's like, all right, well, what's your phone number? Let me get an agent to call you. And I'm like, all right, cool. Agent, call me. And so the agent calls like 2 minutes later. And, I'm talking to the customer service rep with Amazon. I'm explaining to her what's going on. I give her the name of the book so she can see both listings with my order number and the new listing on the book. And she's like, oh, wow, that is a big price difference. And she was like, I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm only allowed to give you a credit in the amount of $20, but I know that's not going to cover the distance in this order, or the difference in this order. Let me see if there's anything else I can do for you. And she, tweedledee, tweedledum, type. I'm like, well, is this just your limit? Or is this like the department's limit? Is this just how things go? And she's like, oh no, I'm just a lowly customer service rep. That's all I can do. Maybe a supervisor can help you out. And so she transfers me to a supervisor. And after, explaining the situation, it was actually a very easy conversation. Not a lot of back and forth, except that I had to go through like 3 reps. But when I finally got the supervisor on the phone, calmly explained what's going on. Like, hey, I pre-ordered this book. You guys canceled it, but you relisted it at this price. But I've got pre-order price guarantee. I shouldn't have to pay this difference. And the supervisor agreed with me. He's like, yeah, you're right. All right. So go ahead and try to place the order again. I'm going to go ahead and put a provisional credit on your account. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I add it to my cart. I go to the cart. I don't see any difference. I refresh it a couple times. And all of a sudden, this book that was showing for $99.99 is now, he actually put an $80 credit on the account. So it was like, what, $15? And I was like, huh, okay, cool. It was $20. My math is terrible. But yeah, so I'm like, okay, cool. That works out. And, so I'm looking and then I'm like, wait a second. Maybe I could use this credit on something else. And so, of course, I told the guy, I was like, oh, by the way, I was like, hey, I see the credit. He's like, okay, cool. And he gets off the phone. And I'm like, all right, let's see, how can I use this credit? And I was so worried. I didn't know if like time was going to expire, if something would happen, like, if I only had like 5 minutes to make the purchase. I don't know. So I'm like, okay, what books do I want more than the DC 1 million omnibus? Because honestly, I was only ordering it because the price was so low. But the DC 1 million stories, at least the ones that I'm interested in, are collected in the JLA by Grant Morrison omnibus already. Do I really need a DC 1 million omnibus? Probably not. So instead of, adding filler to my shelves, let's find something that I actually need. And so I was looking for the Justice League omnibus, New 52. I got it to the cart, but it wouldn't apply the credit. It was weird. It was like some books it would apply the credit to and some books it would not. And finally, I settled on this one. This is The Green Lantern by Jeff Johns, Volume 2. Obviously, Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run spans 3 volumes. And then there's also the Blackest Night omnibus that collects the Blackest Night event and all the tie-ins as well. I only have Volume 1 in my personal collection. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to need Volume 2 anyway. Let me go ahead and just order that. And it's actually ended up being less than the $80. Funny story. I literally just ordered another book yesterday. This is like a week past this whole scenario. And I still had like promotional credit and it randomly applied it to this coffee table book. So that book ended up being free, like the $7 that I was going to spend. But anyway, that is how I got this Green Lantern by Jeff Johns omnibus for free. And I figured I'd tell you guys because I know that a lot of people, especially those in the collected editions community, had already pre-ordered that omnibus from Amazon. And it's $20. We can kind of cut our losses, chalk it up to, all right, the game is the game, whatever. We know it wasn't supposed to be that price anyway. But for those of you guys who really did want that omnibus and you feel like it's unfair that you have to pay more for it, that is an option for you. You can reach out to Amazon customer service. Now, like I said, I had to be really persistent. The first rep was not going to do anything about it. She was just like, look, these things just happen sometimes. Tough cookie, whatever, right? And then the second person, was like, well, I can give you $20, which again is fine, but doesn't cover the full price of, the difference of the books. And then I finally got to a supervisor and was like, all right, look, this is the situation. And they made it right. So that is how you can get, your provisional account credit from Amazon to pre-order the DC 1 million omnibus. Or if you're being crafty, you might be able to get something else out of the deal altogether, like I did. So I'm actually excited about this. I'm going to read Green Lantern next year. I'm also reading X-Men. So I'm going to be reading all kinds of like space travels in 2022. It's going to be fun. And this is like such a revered run. Like, let me know if you guys want an overview of this book, because this book is still in print. It's still readily available at all sorts of places, including our channel sponsor, Organic Price Books. If you don't want the hassle of ordering a book from Amazon and hoping it arrives undamaged, you definitely need to go to organicpricebooks.com. They're the best place to look for these collected editions. They pack them tremendously well. Like, it's not even funny. It's a bulletproof packaging, really fast shipping, and the best customer service in the game. So go to organicpricebooks.com, use my coupon code BJKicks at checkout, and you'll save $2 on every order every time. But yeah, so again, just wanted to help out the collector community, because I know a lot of people pre-ordered that DC 1 million book, and a lot of people were disappointed when their orders got canceled. So there's a way for you to get your money. I hope you saw something you liked in this video. And if not, hey, that's cool. You can always buy what you like. Just make sure you read what you buy. And be nice to others, because kindness makes the world go round. Peace.